All right, guys, welcome back to another video, another part of Node Express MongoDB Bootcamp 2023. So now let's talk about how we can actually mount our routes using the express.router function, which I'll just be showing you guys. And I'll also be creating users endpoints here in this video, right? So first of all, I'm going to remove these middlewares because these were just for elaboration. So let's remove this line, and I'm going to remove this couple middlewares as well. Okay. And now let's come down, and I don't want to waste time to actually rewrite the same things, and currently I'm not going to write any logic inside users API. Instead, I'll just be adding few functions for the routes. Okay, so I'm just copy pasting some of the users routes. You can pause the video and copy and write it down if you want. So get all users, create user, get a single user by ID, update user by ID, delete user by ID. So this is the functions that I've created. Now let's add, I'm going to copy these two lines, and I'm going to change few of the stuff inside it for the users. So rather than nodes, I'm going to add users and then the users. And for the get nodes, I'm going to write get all users, create user. And here I'm going to write get user. This is for get user by ID, and then update user. This is for the delete user. All right. And we have restructured and added some users routes, and we have changed these endpoints to API/users. Now let's talk about some main stuff over here. I'm just creating this users model here because I want to structure the code, and for having understanding the structure, we need to have at least two model, and it will help you basically understand better like how to structure Node Express code. So let's go up, and I'm coming here. I'm creating a new variable over here. It's actually a middleware. So I'm going to write nodes router, and this is going to be coming from the express.router. We have not created it before. We just have this express, and using this express, I'm creating this new variable nodes router. So I'm assuming that this uh, nodes router, which is coming from here, it's going to append a string before the endpoints of every API call. So what do you mean by that? So let's say that I'm writing app.use, and then I'm going to write API/nodes. Okay, and after that I'm going to write nodes router. Okay, so I've already explained about the middleware. So it seems like that this is the middleware, and by understanding from the previous video, you might be thinking that apply this middleware to all the APIs, all the endpoints which are which are starting from this string. Okay, but its purpose is, what I'm assuming is that it's going to append the string with the strings of actual routes over here. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to remove API/nodes, and also I'm going to remove this as well. Okay, so the reason I'm removing it is that it's going to append this string with this string and append the same string with this string. So if I don't remove or update these strings, it's going to make the route like API/nodes and then again API/nodes, so the two times. Okay, so this is going to append everything whatever is here, but still these routes are same, which are API/nodes. And Now I need to do it for the users, but before that, to make it work like this, we don't need to add an app. We need to add the nodes router. Okay, we'll shortly test that if it works fine or not, the same API calls. And now I'm going to copy this and paste it for the users. I'm going to change its name, users router, copy, paste, paste, paste. Okay, so that's perfect. I'm going to update these strings as well. Now let's run this index.js file and see if the same API calls works fine or not. So let's go and index.js. Let's go to our postman. Let's send, and yeah, it's working fine. Let's get one node working fine. Update the node, CSS, send, yeah, so it's working fine. So our API calls are being working perfectly as before, and this is being printed because we are using Morgan middleware, and this is quite helpful for understanding which API calls were made at which time, and in how much milliseconds. This is a console log being printed. Let me try to find where it is being printed. So console log, and yeah, so I can remove this as well. Okay, so I think you have understood how we can mount these routes. In the next video, we will move these functions and also these things out of this index.js file. It's quite convenient. If we keep on writing APIs in this file, it will become thousands and thousands of lines of code. So it's not a very good practice, and it will be very hard to maintain our code down the road. So thank you so much for watching. Let's see you in the next video.